I'm Delaney Kelly, and I'm a senior on Trinity's women's golf team.
Hi, I'm Anton Noble, a junior tight end for the Trinity football team.
Hi, I'm Caleb Farmel, a sophomore linebacker for the Trinity football team.
I'm Bryce Pigeon, a senior on the Trinity golf team.
My name is Carly Jones. I'm a senior second baseman for the Trinity softball team.
Hi, I'm Emma Funk, a junior middle blocker for the Trinity volleyball team.
Hi, I'm Tyler Peavy, a graduate senior on the Trinity men's basketball team.
Hi, I'm Neil Verwillow, a senior left back on the Trinity men's soccer team.
Hi, I'm Brian Cardone, a senior right-handed pitcher and utility infielder for the Trinity baseball team.
Hi, I'm Madison Horner, a junior midfielder for the Trinity women's soccer team.
Hi, I'm Caroline.
Hi, I'm Mabel.
I'm Shamsi.
And I'm Casey, and we're part of the Trinity swim and dive team.
Hey, I'm Annie Wise.
I'm Julia Ackerman.
And I'm Jordan Rudd.
And we are members of the Trinity University women's basketball program.
Hi, I'm Wilson Hamilton, a senior captain for the Trinity men's tennis team.
I'm Christian Settles, junior captain for the men's tennis team.
Hi, I'm Mary Captain.
I'm Amy Wise.
I'm Zoe Captain.
And I'm Megan Flores.
And we are members of the Trinity University women's tennis program.
Hi, I'm Trinity Lemons, a senior sprinter and jumper for the Trinity track and field team. I'm super excited to share with you an important event that we're promoting. It's called the Trinity Buddies United as One fundraiser.
All of our Tiger sports teams are competing on the court or in the field this spring, but we're also competing to see which team can raise the most money for disadvantaged families in the surrounding school district.
We'd love your support in trying to reach our goal of $11,000. So you can check out our social media for ways to donate, including this Venmo.
You can also buy exclusive Trinity Buddy bracelets for $5 as a part of the fundraiser. Make sure when you Venmo to add what color you want and which team it's going towards. Thank you so much for your support.
Go Tigers!
Thank you for your support.
Go to you!
Go Tigers!
Thank you for your support, and go Tigers!
Thank you so much for your support.
Thank you so much for your support. Go Tigers!
Your officials are Jamar Whitehurst, Scott Johnson.
Welcome back to Calgar Gymnasium for the regular season finale for Trinity University and Schreiner University, coming off the second game. This is the second game of a back-to-back between these two teams. Trinity taking the game yesterday 93-77. Coach Smith doesn't change the lineup. He sticks with the same starting five: Seki, Hanley, Jenkins, Clark, and Roberts. On the other side, for Schreiner, two changes in the lineup. They go with Nicholas Van, Chase Pinter, Reichardt Bloom, Brennan Ziner, and Matthew Rendall, who led all scorers yesterday. Dorian Williams and Alex De Hoyos dropped to the bench for what is a pivotal matchup for Schreiner, looking to avoid finishing in the cellar of the conference and missing out on the conference tournament. I'm Ryan Figert, joined by Josh Moxagimba. And Josh, final game of the regular season, and it's been a great one for Trinity.
Yeah, fantastic turnaround season for the Tigers, and a good opportunity for them to close out the season here. And Schreiner looking to get back into the win column, and something they have yet to do a whole lot this year. So one team that really wants it, another team that's rolling really well. Should be a fun one.
Unsuccessful trips down the floor for both teams to start here as A.J. Clark brings it forward for Trinity. Jenkins opened it in the corner for three, and it rims out. Coach Smith up against one of his former teams in Schreiner as Pinter pulls for three. Neither team able to open the scoring just yet, over a minute into the game. And it's Brennan Ziner who's able to do so on the second chance opportunity there. Schreiner yesterday getting into a lot of foul trouble, had three of their five starters foul out of the game. Two of those five not in the lineup today. You wonder if that is on the mind for Coach El Rakabali and the Mountaineers. Trinity comes up empty once again on that possession. And Jenkins able to tie it up with Reichardt Bloom. So Trinity will take the ball here from underneath their own basket.
Jump ball, red ball, Trinity ball.
Two head coaches early on in their tenure at their respective schools. Coach El Rakabali in his second year at the helm for the Mountaineers, and of course Coach Jimmy Smith in his first, and he's got the Tigers playing great basketball like we saw there, the give and go between Hanley and Roberts for the Tigers' opening bucket.
A fantastic combination there. Excellent feedback from Roberts.
The game yesterday close pretty much until the final 10 minutes when Trinity were able to pull away Off the back of some strong scoring from Tanner Brown and a few others, Jenkins grabs the long rebound here. He pulls up from the elbow, and he's good. And he's very good, and we've seen it all season long as he transferred from Millsaps, where he played for Coach Smith last season. Hanley grabs the contested rebound, throws it ahead here to Jenkins. He'll pull up again, nope. Faked out Seiki as well with the pass. Now he drives and kicks to a wide open Enzo Seiki, and three-pointer rims out. Hasn't found his outside game this weekend. He was tough down low though yesterday when he was able to get into double digits for Trinity. Ended with 13 points. And a bank three-pointer from Rykart Bloom. We saw that in the women's game from Maggie Robbins, and basically in the same spot from the left wing. Not how he drew it up and not easy to do, but nonetheless, it goes in. It looks like they may have scored it as a long two.
Yeah, I think he had a foot on the line, and Seiki comes back with the inside hook, and the Tigers take the lead.
It was a fun first half yesterday. Back and forth. Not a ton of shot making from either team, as I think Jenkins might have got a tip on that shot. Came up way short from one of the premier shooters in the SCAC this season, Nicholas Van. He's second too. Any guesses, Tiger fans? How about Tanner Brown, the leading three-point shooter in the conference, third overall in field goal percentage, above 60%. The fact that he's not leading the conference to 60% is outrageous in its own way. Seiki is good. 4 points early on from him. We've got a couple players from St. Thomas above 70%. So that's the team that Trinity will be competing with in terms of the 1 and 2 seed. Schreiner, as I mentioned earlier, looking to avoid finishing 9th and being the only team to miss out in this year's expanded conference tournament. Jenkins running the floor and drawing contact from Pinter. And we will shoot free throws when we come back from the timeout. Trinity, the early lead, doubling up Schreiner 8-4 on the Tiger Network. Enzo Seiki leading the way early for Trinity, 4 points on 2 of 3 shooting. As the Tigers are up 8-4 and are headed to the free throw line. Jenkins will have 2 shots after running the floor and drawing contact on the shot. Schreiner last season finished 5th in the SCAC. We're technically the 4th seed in the tournament. And this year I've dealt with some adversity by way of cancellations. Have had 6 games canceled for weather or COVID concerns. And 2 of their games they've played this season were non-conference against the University of St. Thomas. So really, they haven't had many conference games at all. And not many opportunities to put wins up as Jenkins goes 0 of 2 at the line. How high Caleb Jenkins jumped there, trying to contain De Hoyos in the backcourt. Eventually, Trinity does force the turnover, and Jenkins with the left hand, an athletic finish.
Such a strong move with the finger roll up over the front of the rim. Really the only way he was going to get that layup.
Half-court trap from Trinity, and A.J. Clark, I believe, called for a foul. You see the finish from Caleb Jenkins running the court, making up for those 2 misses at the free throw line a moment ago. Could have had the and one on the contact from Dorian Williams, first-year forward who fouled out yesterday, listed at 6'6". Definitely a very physical player. Had a big dunk yesterday as well. That was one of the highlights for Schreiner as De Hoyos throws it away and Roberts decides he can't safely keep it in bounds, and so it'll be an inbounds play from the far side for Trinity. You know Roberts really just wanted to grab that and go to the rim, but I think if he dribbled it, it would have been onto the line. Smart play. And the Tigers get it inbounds to Malcolm Jenkins. Caleb Jenkins. Roberts, top of the key to Clark. Feed down low to Seiki. Last touch off Schreiner. Stays Trinity ball with 7 to shoot. Pinter heads to the bench. Throw into Roberts. At the elbow, he'll step back and take the three-pointer, and it gets hung up on top of the backboard.
I like the confidence. Step back three.
Maybe still feeling the confidence after that game-winning buzzer beater against TLU from a similar area. It was a long two that he shot on the turnaround. Knocked down to win Trinity that game. That kept the winning streak alive, and the winning streak is now at 7. The lead, though, is down to 3 after a three-pointer made.
You mentioned the TOU game, winning close against the Bulldogs. They also defeated St. Thomas, which gives Trinity a half-game lead in the conference standings.
Clark chasing back there, able to break up the opportunity for Schreiner, and finds an open Enzo Seiki from the right wing, and once again rattles out, just can't get that three-pointer to go down. You get the feeling that if one of these will rattle home for him, it could be on for a big scoring day. Hanley defending against De Hoyos. Got Hanley up in the air, but went down low for a teammate. It's kicked out for another three-pointer. This one's long, and Roberts fights off the pressure to secure the rebound. Clark. Seiki called for a foul off the ball, and Tanner Brown, do they give the Sixth Man of the Year award in the SCAC, Josh?
They don't, unfortunately, but
Tanner Brown yet to start a game, and
got to be the clear favorite if they did.
Absolutely. Good strong finish at the rim that time for De Hoyos, and the lead is down to 1 now. Caleb Jenkins to Roberts. Backdoor cut from Hanley, but he crowds the lane as Roberts decides to go himself. It'll stay with Trinity in a fresh shot clock after the ball comes off the rim. Got a team fighting to keep the win streak alive and a team fighting to keep the season alive here. Schreiner at real risk as Colorado has 2 chances to pick up a win, their first win against University of Dallas. And Jenkins knocks down the big 3 from straight away.
Caleb Jenkins now with 7 points.
That breaks a 2.5-minute deficit of no scoring for Trinity. And they're going to get De Hoyos for a hook there, or
legal screen?
Yeah, legal screen from Dorian Williams. Givens checks into the game for Trinity, and Seiki heads to the bench. Michael Marquez also in for the Tigers. Givens cuts to the lane and steps out of bounds as he got caught under the basket.
There's Tanner Brown making shots when they don't count. As you say, he does not miss very much.
Michael Marquez didn't play yesterday, getting an opportunity here as another three-pointer goes in for De Hoyos. Schreiner cuts the lead back down to 1. Jenkins to Hanley. It's been the backcourt for Trinity pretty much all season, with the exception of the St. Thomas series, as Givens goes with the floater in the lane, too strong. De Hoyos probing the defense, steps back, and a long 2 from the free throw line is good over Jenkins. De Hoyos taking over a little bit here in the first half.
A strong response here by Schreiner in the last 2 minutes.
2 straight makes for the senior Alex De Hoyos. Here's Tanner Brown, left-handed dribble, waist high, gets to the lane, and gets the left-handed layup, but it comes up short. And with Schreiner in the lead for the first time today, we'll take a quick timeout on the floor, 14-13 to the Mountaineers. Jenkins and De Hoyos with 7 apiece here in the early goings. And Schreiner with the 1-point advantage coming out of the timeout, 14-13. Lippman in the game for the first time today, as he's in for Ben Hanley.
Both teams shooting about 40%. And Schreiner with 1 more make from downtown than Trinity has. Both with 6 field goals made.
Here's Lippman straight into the game and straight into the points as he takes 1 dribble, puts it towards the hoop. Offensive foul there called against Bronson Evans. He was locked up with Givens for Trinity. And the Tigers will take it from under their own basket with a 1-point advantage, courtesy of Jordan Lippman. Jenkins to Lippman, backdoor cut from Brown. Marquez finds himself at the top of the key, has to avoid the turnover there as Evans tried to intercept the dribble crossover, and Jenkins from the right side. No good. 2 Tigers fight over the rebound. New shot clock. Brown steps into a 3, and he hits! The leading 3-point shooter in the SCAC strikes again here for Trinity. De Hoyos against Lippman. A much tougher ask against the length of Jordan Lippman matched up on him here defensively. Height mismatch down low, and they take advantage as Andrew Sparks shoots over the top of Jenkins, who tries to go himself the other way, and his shot's blocked by Rendall. Sparks didn't score yesterday. Despite starting the game, he was just 0 of 1 from the floor. It's on the score sheet here this afternoon. Tanner Brown catches, shoots, and he's just short, right on line, as he pretty much always is. Lippman against De Hoyos here, double team with Marquez down low. Jenkins hits the deck and manages to avoid going out of bounds, and he starts the Tiger fast break, which results in a Tanner Brown 3.
It's a fantastic sequence for the Tigers right there.
You know, with most players, you have to get ready to say 3-point attempt, as Penter pulls and misses, comes off the foot of Marquez, and Brown controls it. But with Tanner Brown this season, it's pretty much been a make if he's open like that. Here's Jenkins from the other corner. Jenkins looks to slip the double team and can't get the shot away.
He's looking for contact. Good job by Schreiner on the defense. It was a very nice cut by Jenkins to get into the paint, though.
De Hoyos with a left-handed dribble. They want to go down low. Rendall led all scorers yesterday. He's backing down his man here. Spins, gets onto his left hand. And nothing that Marquez could do about that for Trinity.
It's good defense by Marquez. Just a better move by Rendall.
Jenkins, handoff to Brown. Givens, top of the key. Lippman from the left wing. Lippman, good dribble move there to get into the lane and puts it towards the hoop and draws the contact. A nice between the legs crossover for Lippman to create the space. Here's that Tanner Brown make, just out of shot through the hoop.
Yeah, and you saw the good ball movement there. Saw a lot of that in the women's game, and we've seen so much of it here with this men's team in 2021.
Lippman knocks down the first.
A very unselfish team that has a lot of players who can be explosive scorers, including Lippman, who last year went for 20 a few times.
Yeah, he especially liked to play against Schreiner. He was in double digits in all 3 games. And he's got 4 points here early on. Van caught almost in a double team, and he dumps it off to De Hoyos. He'll set up the offense. Lippman denying the ball into Van. De Hoyos steps back over Hanley, pulls from the free throw line, but the offensive rebound and the second chance points for Rendall down low.
Rendall doing a great job today establishing his presence down on the low block. Doing it both offensively, and he's stepped up defensively as well.
Marquez to Hanley. Hanley, who was the SCAC Player of the Week a couple weeks ago, commits an offensive foul here. That was a question on the SPB trivia between games, the Tiger halftime show, which I unfortunately did not win. And some people just know their stuff.
Doing the Tiger announcer, it looks like I need to see if they're available on game dates.
To be fair, I don't really reference the height of the tower very often in the call, Josh, as De Hoyos gets to the rim and draws the foul.
It sounds like the information people want to know. It's been a very good competitive first half. Pretty much what we expected, especially after what we saw yesterday. You mentioned 2 teams for 30 minutes being very competitive.
Yeah, it was 37-35 to the home team after the first half. Trinity opening up a big lead late in the game, the final 10 minutes or so. Out of the inbounds play, they get a look for De Hoyos. He doesn't take it. Instead, he drives, and he draws contact from Hanley. It's called for a blocking foul. So De Hoyos will head to the line when we come back. Currently, Trinity 23, Schreiner 20. Chance for the Mountaineers to cut into that lead in just a moment. See the game stats so far, both teams with 9 makes. Trinity taking 3 more shots and making 1 more three-pointer. 4 steals early on for the Tigers as well. Currently we've got Alex De Hoyos on the line. He's got 7 points on 3 of 4 shooting.
We're looking to take the game-high scoring here. tied currently with Jenkins. Both have 7.
Makes the first. He's one of these seniors playing in what you would think is his final SCAC regular season game, although, of course, there's always the opportunity to come back for a 5th year. As we've seen with the Tiger baseball team, we're currently winning down in Georgetown in their first game of a doubleheader. I'll be back on the Tiger Network tomorrow. Myself and Brian Yentelson on the call. Here, A.J. Clark gets it back from Brown. Looks to go to Williams down low, and he's tied up by De Hoyos. So it'll be Schreiner ball. Four seniors on the Schreiner roster. Penter and Rendall got the start. Sparks and Constantino will come off the bench. There's 3 seniors for Trinity. Oldham, Molina, and Tyler Peavy, who added 7 points in a late flurry off the bench yesterday. That was a lot of fun to see him back out in action. As the tip-in attempt no good after the De Hoyos miss. Schreiner will have 20 to shoot here, inbounds from under the Trinity basket. Seiki comes back into the game, and so does Ashton Owens.
PV already the super senior. Probably missed an entire year with injury.
Good backdoor cut there from Van. He gets his first points of the game on the right-handed layup from the left side.
Good look from Rendall. Schreiner back on top.
Van with some aggressive defending here against Clark. He turns away. Comes it off to Brown. Williams. Clark crosses over to the right hand. Attempts to throw it up and draw contact, but the referee not answering his request as the aforementioned Tyler Peavy does come into the game here alongside Jenkins.
Schreiner looking to improve their seeding for the tournament. Currently the 8th seed would be right back here next Friday to play Trinity. They do not improve.
I'll tell you what, though, they're not a bad 8th seed if that's where they end up. It's not an easy game by any means.
They have a non-conference win over St. Thomas earlier this year. Currently the conference is 2 seed, so. And then, of course, we mentioned, they played Trinity very strong yesterday. And doing so here again today. It's pretty solid conference 1 through 8 so far this year. And then Colorado College winless at 0-6, rounding out the conference.
Peavy open underneath for a moment. Schreiner playing some aggressive defense here. Single digits on the shot clock. Peavy wanted to go back to Jenkins. It still may get there. No, it's snatched away from him by Matthew Rendall. Schreiner leading by 1. Some momentum here. Van pulls up for a long 2. No good. And foul called against maybe Seiki. We'll see. Is Seiki. He does pick up a lot of foul calls. Such an aggressive play style. Manages not to foul out of the games, though, as opposed to someone that just checked in to Ryan Williams yesterday.
That'll have Rendall to the bench.
A throw over the top of Seiki. Williams looking to catch the pass, and the referee was shielded, so the other official makes the call. Trinity ball.
Timeout here by Jimmy Smith. 6:02 left in the first half, and we'll take it with him. Watching the Tiger Network. Tigers down by 1. We'll return in just a bit. .30-second timeout by Trinity. Going to a close. They'll have possession when we get back underway, down by 1.
Seki to inbound to Jenkins, 2 players in the Trinity backcourt for Schreiner as they look to trap the explosive Caleb Jenkins. Backdoor cut for Peavy. He'll go around and misses the turnaround jumper. You see the speed of Jenkins there. Bursts past the double team and finds the backdoor cut of Peavy.
And then the hands of Jenkins. And Peavy's going to get hit with a foul. Not sure where that was.
Whether we agree or not, Schreiner's headed to the line for a 1-and-1.
Ryan Williams off the back of the iron. Tanner Brown.
0 of 2 yesterday from the line. Quick ball movement here from Trinity. Seki to an open Jenkins. Pump fake to get past the first defender. Gets to the line after he draws contact. I meant to say get to the lane, but it worked out.
Use the lane to get to the line. And a chance to tie and put Trinity back on top. It's a 6-0 run by Schreiner in the last 3 minutes. And that'll hold for another shot.
Jenkins, a 69% free throw shooter on the season, is 0 of 3 to start today. Could be in double figures as he has 7 points despite the misses.
Been stuck on 7 for a while now, and he'll finally break that.
He's the one pressuring in the backcourt for Trinity as he and Brown look to trap. De Hoyos evades it, and he splits the double team of Peavy and Seki. Peavy coming up a little hobbled. Worrying sign for Trinity fans. He still wears that big knee brace on the right knee.
Yeah, it looked like he might have lost a little bit of feeling in the knee before the foul occurred as he started to lean a little unconventionally.
Again, though, the first of a 1-and-1 missed. Missed opportunity for Schreiner to regain the lead. It's 24 apiece at the moment. It's Tanner Brown from the corner, and it's so good. It's so good. 3-point lead again for Trinity.
Tanner Brown, when he releases it, it's almost as if he knows it's going in.
He just turns and runs back. Don't have to worry about any type of offensive rebound. 3 of 4 from 3 for the first-year Tiger guard. Here's Rendall spinning and winning in the lane over Seki.
Rendall now 6 points.
Here's Brown inside, and he's headed to the free throw line where he was 8 of 8 yesterday.
That'll be good news for the Tigers, who currently sit at 3 for 6 from the free throw line today. Schreiner, 2 for 4, both sitting at 50%.
On the season, Brown a 90% free throw shooter. Now 9 of 9 this weekend. And jinx him there as he gets that one to go. Although he grabs the rebound, 2 more points. We take it. Jenkins keeping it alive.
It's the unconventional 3-point play where you make the first free throw and then get the bucket off the miss.
I guess Brown, true to form there, is now 9 of 10 on the weekend for his 90% on the season. And unconventional finish down low there for Rendall, who thought he should have had an and-one opportunity. Either way, he puts it through the hoop. Lead cut back to 2 as Hanley gets to the line.
It's been Jenkins and Brown for Trinity and Rendall and De Hoyos for Schreiner.
Brown leading all scorers now with 12 after that last layup. Hanley His first free throw rattles home. Both teams in the bonus here with 4 minutes to go in the first half.
And Hanley now at 3 points.
Trinity took 27 free throws yesterday, made 20. Schreiner took 37 and made 28. Actually flipped those numbers. Trinity taking 37 and making 28.
And initially the call was Schreiner ball, but now it's been flipped to Trinity ball.
Tigers with a chance to build onto their three-point advantage here. Jenkins working on the dribble. Gets stuck down low and he traveled.
Slid the foot a little bit too long. That'll take us to the under 4 media timeout. Tigers back up on top by 3. It's been a fantastic first half. Stay with us for the final 4 minutes when we return.
(31-28) Trinity here in the final 4 minutes of the first half. It'll be Schreiner ball from underneath their basket, inbounded to De Hoyos, who leads the way for the Mountaineers with 9 points on 3 of 6 shooting. He'll work the two-man game with Rendall, who has 8, looking to make it 10, and he does, shooting over the top of Tanner Brown. Jenkins, hesitation dribble on the right sideline, swings it to Seiki, pulls the long 3 off to the left. 0 of 3 from deep now for Enzo Seiki. Immediately going the other way, Schreiner. Back to De Hoyos, up against Jenkins. Rendall, top of the key, takes one dribble, passes it off to Sparks. Single digits on the shot clock with a big cross-court switch pass. 3 seconds to go as Pinter pulls the shot late in the clock and is too strong. But the offensive rebound secured by Tim Mina, who didn't appear yesterday at all in the game. Getting a chance here and making an impact already. Caught down low was De Hoyos, forcing the turnovers. Trinity going coast to coast is Ben Hanley and drawing a foul. Pinter in the restricted area there. Hanley to the line once again.
Yeah, both teams still shooting 50%, but the Tigers now 5 of 10. Really going to start working on these freebies. 2 of 4 for Schreiner, so not as big of a deficit off the misses. And Hanley will knock down 2 of 3 now on the day. Roberts checking back in for Trinity. And again, 50% for the Tigers at the line.
A lot of 1 of 2s so far, as you mentioned, Josh. De Hoyos into Rendall. Sparks crosses over to the right hand, drives and kicks. Pass did not get tipped, he just threw it away, looking for De Hoyos. Trinity ball. Quick substitution for the Mountaineers. Bronson Evans in for Pinter, who's yet to make his mark in this game. No points on 0 of 4 shooting. Jenkins against Mina. Top of the key. Hanley with a beautiful backdoor cut. He looks to go reverse on the layup, but good help side defense there from Rendall. De Hoyos pushes the envelope the other way, splits through the 3 Trinity defenders, and lays it in with the left hand. Tied game.
Fantastic finish for De Hoyos.
Abdullah Roberts back in the game. Now spins, gets to the block. It's the right-footed jumper away. Right-footed. Ready for soccer season, Josh. Right-handed jumper away. Speaking of soccer, Trinity women's soccer opening their season with a 1-0 success down in Sherman over Austin College. Congrats to them. We'll take a quick timeout here as De Hoyos signaled to the official they want to draw something up. 32 apiece, 1:43 to go in the first half.
So 1:43 left to play. Schreiner with possession here.
Let's see what Coach El Rakabali draws up for the Mountaineers. They want to get it to De Hoyos. He's had the hot hand, as has Rendall. Here is Rendall, top of the key. Right-handed dribble. Jab step from Sparks to get a moment of separation from Brown. They go to Rendall. Trinity brings the double team. Rendall stuck for a moment. Regains his dribble. And slashing to the basket was Brunson Evans, but getting a shot blocked. And Trinity can go the other way. Brown into the opposite corner. Ashton Owens for a 3 from the left wing. No good. Jenkins.
Should be a jump ball.
What they call Jenkins not letting go of that one. He was fighting with Tim Mina. Trinity ball as they have the possession arrow. Jalen White also in the game for Trinity for the first time this afternoon. Played 4 minutes yesterday as well. Jenkins takes the inbounds pass, working against Mina. Seems like he's been brought in to try and defend Caleb Jenkins. Picked up his dribble. And driving and attempting to finish with the right hand was Jalen White, but was kept alive by Jenkins and a rare miss from an open Tanner Brown. Can't make all of them, we understand. Sparks. Into Rendall, steps back. Gets to Mina for an open corner look. And way off, despite being wide open. Jenkins going the other way, drives, and draws a foul against De Hoyos with 32 seconds to go. And 32 apiece on the scoreboard.
Well, pretty much what we expected out of the first half. Jenkins crawls closer to double digits here, now with 9.
Yeah, maybe despite the Trinity misses from the free throw line, they still got the lead, shooting 6 of 12.
First time we've seen a double free throw make today for the Tigers.
Now 8 of 14 after that trip for Jenkins, who is alongside Brown in double figures for the home team. Rendall hands off to De Hoyos behind the back dribble. White all up on his case.
Offensive foul down low on Rendall.
Yeah, the Mountaineers got the switch they would have wanted. Jenkins matched up against a much taller Matthew Rendall, 6'6" against 5'10" there. But Jenkins did well to draw contact and sell it to the official before he was caught in the mismatch. So 13 and a half seconds for Trinity to take the final shot of the half and extend a 2-point lead. They led 37-35 at the half yesterday. They could match that tally with a 3-pointer here. Jenkins, ISO, goes to the right of the lane, pulls up. And Owens looking for the tip in. White also fighting for it in there, throws it up high off the glass. And it won't fall for Trinity. They get 3 looks at it there in the final possession, but nonetheless, they take a 2-point advantage into the half. You can see the stats, 14 of 30 for Schreiner, 11 of 33 For Trinity, slight advantage in terms of percentage to the Mountaineers, but Trinity have added 2 more three-pointers and 6 more free throws to help them to this slim advantage as we head to the half. Trinity led by Brown and Jenkins, De Hoyos and Rendall also in double figures for the Mountaineers. Take a 15-minute breather, and we'll be right back for the final half of the regular season. You're watching the Tiger Network. As the final minute of halftime ticks down, Trinity will open up the second half with a 2-point advantage, 34-32. Same starting five out on the floor for Coach Smith as well. They're led in scoring by Tanner Brown, 12 points on 4 of 7, 3 of 5 from 3. 10 points for Jenkins as well on 3 of 8. And just 3 of 6 from the free throw line. Area to improve, but he's grabbed 6 boards in addition to his scoring. De Hoyos gets us underway. They go down low for Rendall, and he adds 2 to his tally. He's now up to 12 on 6 of 8 shooting. He's been very efficient using his size down low. Hanley to Seiki, gets it back. Through the legs, back onto the right hand. A.J. Clark swings it to Jenkins. He'll pull for the right corner 3, and it's good. Jenkins continues to lead the way for Trinity. Now the outright leading scorer with 13. Down low with Rendall again. Matched up with Abdullah Roberts. Wanted the spin move, instead dumps it off to De Hoyos. Gets it back, and Roberts called for a foul on the reach-in. Closely contested first half. We'll see if Trinity is able to replicate their second half performance from yesterday and pull away, or if the Mountaineers have eyes on confirming their place at the SCAC tournament. Pinter fouled on the drive. To clarify, it would take a Schreiner loss today and 2 wins for the currently 0-6 Colorado College Tigers over the University of Dallas this weekend to move Schreiner into that bottom spot. Stranger things have happened, and especially in the men's basketball side, things tend to go down to the wire for seeding. Trinity knows that all too well last season, squeaking in on a tiebreaker after they lost 2 straight games to this Schreiner team to end the year, and were in turn eliminated by them in the first round of the conference tournament. Van pokes that one away from Hanley. Trinity keeps it alive. Seiki working down low and called for an offensive foul. Pinter takes the contact in the chest. Seiki was visibly frustrated when he went to the bench late in the first half. And now he's got 3 fouls, so he may be headed there again in just a moment. No movement from Coach Smith to take him out of the game. De Hoyos to Pinter. They want to go down low for Rendall. Good work from Roberts to push him away from the basket. Van cuts, steps back, and got an open look. Created the space, but couldn't knock it down. Trinity keeps the 1-point lead. Seiki rips through. Pinter in his head a little bit there, as Seiki was afraid to go too hard and risk getting his 4th foul. The Mountaineers swing it around. Back to Pinter. Open look from the corner for 3. Off the front and back of the iron for Van. And Trinity goes the other way. Reach and foul against the Hoyos. Van now 1 of 6 on the day. 0 of 3 from 3. He came in shooting 50% from behind the arc. Second to just Tanner Brown in the conference. Hasn't had it just yet this afternoon. Clark rips through onto the left hand, kicks out towards Seiki. Pass was tipped, but Seiki will step back, and he'll knock down the 3, and there it is for Enzo Seiki. That's why you keep him on the floor if you're Coach Smith. De Hoyos gets deep in the lane, kicks it out to an open shooter, and it's off the mark. Reichardt Bloom couldn't knock it down there from the left wing. And this game being played at a rip-roaring pace as Hanley runs the floor, takes the dish from Clark, and puts it up and in with the right hand. And Josh Muxgimba, you can't get a word in.
No, that's been great for me.
Van pulls for 3, knocks it down. There's the answer for Schreiner. Cuts the deficit in half.
3 minutes into this second half. And it's been more of the exciting first half action that we were enjoying.
Hanley cuts back door, got open for a second away from De Hoyos, but Roberts will pull himself, and he'll answer Van's 3 with one of his own.
Delay of game warning issued to Trinity. touching the ball after it went through the hoop.
Coach Smith not concerned, I don't think. Not amused either. As Sparks comes back in.
The one thing it does is two things now. It allows Sparks to come back in, but secondly, it took the air out of the building. The flow seemed to have just kind of quickly evaporated with that. We'll see if Schreiner and Trinity can step back into it all.
Van uses the screen from Rendall, now goes to him. Triple team coming, and Jenkins takes it away from Rendall. Beautiful spin move at midcourt, dumps it off to A.J. Clark, running the floor. Caleb Jenkins and A.J. Clark running the game here. We'll need a replay of that spin move at half court in just a moment as Roberts called for a foul, trying to deny it to Rendall down low. Here it is. Jenkins gets the steal, gets the spin move, gets the assist. A.J. Clark finishing with the left hand. Highlight real stuff from the Trinity backcourt.
The whole sequence just looked fantastic.
There's another steal. A.J. Clark reaching in. It bounces to the grateful arms of Pinter. Hanley lost his footing on the closeout. Sparks using the right-handed dribble to get into the lane. Van puts it down, stuck in the lane as well. Now Sparks, 3 on the clock. He's going to have to put it up. Instead, it's a great pass. And he's shown that at times over these 2 games. Rendall profiting off of it there. Didn't score yesterday, added 4 assists, did Sparks, and he showed good vision there late in the shot clock. Good composure as well. Seiki now straight away, using his strength to get into the lane and nearly lost his balance as the Mountaineers go the other way. Offensive foul. Pinter charges into Caleb Jenkins, who kept himself out of the restricted area, we think. Yeah, comfortable. And good call from the officials. And the timeout here will break up the momentum for Trinity potentially, but they've been able to build a 6-point lead with some good shooting and some good defense so far in the second half. (47-41) Trinity coming out of the first media timeout. And it is Trinity ball as well. Seiki will inbound to Jenkins. Jenkins with 13 points, leading scorer on the floor for Trinity. Rendall with 14 on 7 of 9 shooting for the visitors. He's out there as well. Roberts takes the contact from Rendall and heads to the line. He tried to sneak baseline. And Coach El Rakabali will call over one of his players for a quick chat. Bronson Evans hearing from his coach. Defensive breakdown on that last possession. Roberts, first free throw, no good. Trinity just around 50% so far in the game. Oh, 2 there. Seiki gets a hand on it, and A.J. Clark controls the offensive rebound. So despite a fruitless trip to the line, Trinity get another possession. And a foul away from the ball called against Schreiner here.
And I think since Trinity grabbed the offensive rebound, the clock should have reset to 20 instead of 30, so they drop it down to 13. It was at 23, so.
Yeah, good call. Clark down low, to Roberts. He gets it back and shoots the three over the top of his defender. Splash down for A.J. Clark. 9-point lead for Trinity.
A.J. Clark has come alive here in the second half now. 2 of 2 shooting. It's been enough to put the Tigers up 9 now.
Evans kicks it to Van, looking to respond, and he does.
Van up to 8. He's knocked down a few here recently as well.
And got off to a slow start, but he's getting closer to that season average of 50% from 20-plus feet. Here's Hanley in the lane, right-handed finish, and it just rolls off the rim. And Jenkins slaps it out of bounds, trying to control the offensive rebound. As they did yesterday, Trinity keeping a lead. It's fluctuated between 2 and 8 points here in the second half. This is a good wraparound pass and finish from Rendall, who's almost perfect from the floor. It's now 8 of 10. Very efficient. Roberts hands off to A.J. Clark. Evans comes to defend him. Goes to Hanley. Bounce pass cross court, and it's stolen away by Nicholas Van. A.J. Clark looking to come back and make the block, and he does. The chase down block from A.J. Clark. And now Trinity can go the other way. Down low, Ben Hanley, alley-oop layup from Abdullah Roberts. And it was almost disastrous as Van went one way. A.J. Clark chased him down, and Trinity profits with 2 points. Good finish at the other end for Darian Jones.
Yeah, it was a great defensive play by Van, reading the play, intercepting the pass, but then a better defensive hustle play by Clark that got the offense going.
Jenkins, three-pointers blocked. Brunson Evans will take it the other way for the Mountaineers. Up against A.J. Clark, and foul called against the junior Tiger guard. Here is that big chase down block, slapped onto the backboard and secured by Seiki, who throws it ahead to a wide open Roberts. And there's your Division III alley-oop to the layup from Ben Hanley.
I mentioned key on that too was Seiki also following up. It wasn't just Clark down there to make the block, but also having somebody else come in and grab the board. Both of these teams with great hustle here today.
Jones goes to ground there, trying to get an offensive rebound from the free throw that ends up going through the hoop. Lippman back into the game, as well as White and Brown. Lippman, crossover onto the right hand, dumps it off for White. Swings it around to Jenkins. Seiki, left corner, into the lane, throws it up, takes the contact. Referee says no problem with it. And there he is, no continuation. Oh, that's harsh. It's harsh.
Thought he definitely got the continuation, but call it before. Not even giving him the full half step.
It's good aggressive play from Seiki. He remembers playing with 3 fouls, has to be careful. Has to track down this slightly loose inbounds pass from Jenkins. Here's Seiki driving again, takes the contact, and this time they'll count the basket. Denied the first time, but not twice for the Tigers number 2. Definitely a ton of contact from Darian Williams. He gets his 3rd foul.
Yeah, Williams was straight up, but a little bump with the lower body, denying passage to the hoop.
Seiki a chance to get into double digits here. Comes up short, barely getting the rim. He's stuck on 9.
4 of 8 shooting.
De Hoyos looking to work here with Darian Williams at the high post, and he gets to the bucket and finishes with the left hand. De Hoyos had a strong first half. And now that he's back in, we'll see what he can do here. Jenkins working against him, shooting over the top of him, making it as well.
16 now for Jenkins, 5 of 11 shooting, 3 of 6 from downtown.
Trinity shooting the 3-ball incredibly well as a team, almost 50% on the day.
9 of 19. So not just the fact that they're shooting almost 50%, but taking 20 shots. 4 of 13 for Schreiner from beyond the arc.
Kickball called against Trinity as Brennan Ziner comes back into the game for Sparks. Trinity usually shooting the 3-ball at about 30% as a team this season. Well above that so far this afternoon.
White's going to get hit with a foul.
Sixth foul in the half against the Tigers. Williams to Sparks. Thought he saw a backdoor cutter. Nobody was there. Pass still almost got all the way to a teammate. And there's a timeout on the floor. It'll be Trinity ball when we come back. They're leading by 6 after a strong start here to the second half. We'll be right back in just a moment. Elsewhere in Trinity sports, volleyball taking both games in straight sets against Schreiner. As the number 2 team in the country off to a flying start. We mentioned earlier, women's soccer also wins their first game of the season, 1-0 over Austin College. And Josh, how's baseball doing over there?
Baseball took game 1, 16-6, final in 7 innings.
They'll play the second game of a doubleheader tonight in Georgetown before we see them back at home for the conclusion of the 4-game series. Seki pulls for 3. That game tomorrow on the Tiger Network.
2 o'clock start time, and Schreiner running the floor.
Seki getting back though, good defending there, and good work to secure the rebound. Big split pass from Jenkins, found Lippman, but he had to step back to control it. He wanted to step back and take the 3, instead finds White, long 2, and knocks it down from the top of the key. Assist to Jordan Lippman on the Jalen White bucket, sophomore out of St. Louis, hometown of Haley Coleman, standout for the women's team. Wide open look for 3, no good for Bronson Evans. Don't get much more open than that. Here's White again, straight off his make moments ago. Seki rips through, gets into the lane, jump stop, opens up the space for White, and the high arcing shot is a splashdown 3. 5 straight points for White off the bench.
We're seeing it a bunch today. Players coming in off the bench, knocking down a couple of shots in quick succession.
And a mistake from De Hoyos. Trinity building momentum here, and the building starting to feel like home even without the fans, as the Tiger bench making noise. And the Tigers lead by 11. We'll get a look at the great work from Seki. Opens up the space, and he gets an assist courtesy of that perfect 3-pointer from the corner from White. Approaching 10 minutes to play as Jenkins gets into the lane, draws contact from Pinter coming across. And it'll be 2 shots for Caleb Jenkins. Foul goes actually against De Hoyos now with 3 in the game.
2 shots for Caleb Jenkins.
Pinter also with 3. And Seki out there as well for Trinity, playing with 3 fouls. 1 or 2 at the line. Seiki called for an over-the-back foul, trying to get the rebound. 4 fouls now for him. Surely he'll have to sit down with over 10 to play. Indeed. Givens set to check in for Seiki. He departs with 9 points on 4 of 9 shooting, 5 rebounds, 1 assist just moments ago. Good rebounding numbers from Seiki. This team usually led in boards by their guards, Ben Hanley, A.J. Clark, and Caleb Jenkins, top 3 in the Trinity rankings for rebounds a game. Seiki and Roberts, the 2 forwards, come in behind them. We've got a lot of players that play above their size in this Trinity roster. 2 makes at the line for Schreiner. Cuts the deficit to 10. White back to Jenkins. Thought about the 3. Got De Hoyos up in the air. The floater over the top of the defense. And 3-4 bounces on the rim before it falls for Caleb Jenkins. 17 now in the game. Action down low. Tipped up in the air. Rebound secured by Jenkins, his 8th. Pushing it here, and he finds a backdoor cut of Tanner Brown, who takes contact. Nothing from the referee, but 2 points for Tanner Brown. Great work to follow the baseline there without stepping out of bounds and finish. 3-pointer to try and answer for Schreiner is way off. And all the momentum is with Trinity at the moment, as is the lead by 14. Van comes back in for Schreiner, and we will see him in a moment, and we'll be right back as Trinity's opened this game up, as they did yesterday late in the second half. Halfway through, 14-point advantage for Trinity. Josh doing some research over the timeout, and we've got some streaky Trinity teams here. Josh, you want to take us through that?
Yeah, so baseball with their win today, they are 3-0 on the year. They won their final 3 before the season was cut short. That's 6 in a row for the baseball team. Basketball here, it's 7 in a row on the men's side, and looking to make it 8, but everything trailing football, who won their final 7 last year, and they've won 2 in a row to start the spring 2021 season, 9 in a row for the football team.
Yeah, and that's good for the second longest active winning streak in Ncaa, behind
Alabama.
How about that? Shout out to my uncle, Eric Bilgmeyer, who let me know about that prior to the game. Sparks getting into the lane, wants to dump it off for Rendall, the leading scorer for the Mountaineers on the day. Is going to get a chance to make it a 3-point play. Using every inch of his 6'6" frame to shoot over the top of White, called for the foul.
Taking a look at the D3Hoops.com, top 15 this year, with the majority of the teams not participating in the basketball season. They've cut it from 25 to 15. Trinity receiving votes on the year. 5th on the receiving votes.
Jenkins pulls up, hits his spot, and hits the shot.
If you extrapolate that out, you would say maybe they're a top 20 team. They definitely play like it so far from what we've seen here this weekend.
Travel prior to the make from the Hoyos. Trinity looking to win their 9th SCAC championship. I learned that one in the SPV trivia game. They've won 8. It'll be their first under Smith as Lippman scores, counted, and a foul.
Definitely excited about that one. We'll go to the line. He's got 6 so far.
It'll be the first time in a long time that Trinity would enter the SCAC tournament as the number 1 seed. All they have to do to secure that is to close out this game. Lippman misses, keeps it at a 15-point lead. It's interesting how similar this game has been to the game we saw yesterday, as Sparks able to score that time for the Mountaineers. Josh, what adjustments do you think Schreiner could have made in the second half, perhaps learning from yesterday's defeat?
Well, I don't know if it's a lack of adjustments. I mean, Trinity has come out shooting the ball very well here in the second half.
White fighting for it on the offensive glass. Second effort won't go.
And so I don't know if it's, I mean, you know, Schreiner really doesn't have the deepest of benches, so you're dealing with a little bit of fatigue, and you're also dealing with Trinity still looking very sharp.
Yeah, to your point, yesterday, 38 bench points for Trinity to 27 for the Mountaineers. And there'll be a timeout on the floor. Trinity in control of this one. They lead by 13 on the Tiger Network. Schreiner ball out of bounds from the timeout. 13-point deficit for the visitors. I'll spare you the climbing the mountain joke that I made yesterday. As the Hoyos drives into the lane, switches back onto his favored left hand. Needs movement ahead of him. Dorian Williams fighting against Jenkins underneath, and he'll get it and one and a foul. We saw that earlier in the game where Jenkins got switched onto the big, and he drew an offensive foul that time. This time it goes against Trinity's number 5. Thankfully for Trinity, just his first foul. He was closest to fouling out yesterday with 4. Today he leads the way in scoring with 21, 8 boards, 3 assists. If Trinity can see this out, they'll enter into the tournament as the number 1 seed, as I mentioned. And Josh found out over the timeout, doing his magic, that the last time that they did so was 2014. They won the tournament that year as well, so that bodes well for Trinity. As despite the miss, an over-the-back foul sends Schreiner into the double bonus. And so he'll get another look at it.
Yeah, 2014 capping 3 consecutive SCAC championships for the Tigers, winning in 12, 13, and 14. Those were kind of the transition years as well for the SCAC. And the teams that had long time been in the conference going off and forming their own, the SAA. And then, because it was an East and a West division, and remaining teams in the West continuing on with the SCAC. And then adding a few more in the following years.
Yeah, speaking on one of those teams that left, Birmingham Southern is the alma mater of Coach Marwan El Rakabali, head coach of Schreiner, played 4 seasons at Birmingham Southern. And he was the assistant coach for Schreiner during their most successful year in program history, which was 2017. They won the regular season and tournament title for losing to Whitman in the first round of the NCAA tournament. So he's been a part of some success in Kerrville, experiencing a real down year amidst adversity with game cancellations and such. Last year they finished 11-16, 8-10 in conference. A team that was led to their first ever winning season by Trinity head coach Jimmy Smith, as Ryan Williams flips the second chance effort towards the basket, no good, and Givens secures the rebound. Jenkins going the other way, running the game here up to 25. I believe that's his season high. Three-pointer to answer, just won't go for De Hoyos. Open look for Schreiner from the right wing, nothing but net for Bronson Evans. Coach Smith, as I mentioned, head coach at Schreiner, was there 2012 to 2014. And that first winning season came in 2014, a 15-12 record. As Brown spins onto his left hand, kicks it out to Givens. Wide open look for White from the right wing. His high arcing shot this time comes off the rim, no good. So 2014, a successful year for Coach Smith and a successful year for Trinity. This year, those can be one and the same. Coach Smith at the helm. 2 shots for Schreiner. Chance to make it a single-digit lead. They've quietly worked their way back into this game. A big three-pointer moments ago from Bronson Evans. Sets up sparks here. Can't knock down the first one. Schreiner now 10 of 15 from the line. Much better than Trinity's, frankly, abysmal 11 of 23. Speaking of abysmal.
Lane violation.
So the lead stays at 10 after a unsuccessful trip to the line. Jenkins pulls for 3, gets the foul, and he'll head to the line. A confident stroke right now for Jenkins, and Schreiner was so worried that they fouled him on the attempt.
8 of 14 shooting. 25 now for Jenkins.
One place he struggled is the free throw line, now 6 of 11, as have the Tigers in general.
It's not every day that a team shooting under 50% in line to maybe pick up a victory. But 48% at the line for the Tigers.
The good thing is they're pairing that with 45% from 3. And Josh, I don't know if anyone's told you this, but three-pointers count more than free throws.
They should just take the free throws from the three-point line. They'd be better off.
They're at about the same percentage as Jenkins knocks down the third, excuse me. He goes 2 of 3. Pinter. Spacing for Schreiner an issue on this possession. They're crowded on the right side. Now it opens up for De Hoyos, who spins onto his favored left hand, shooting over the top of his defender. No good. Foul called against Givens. He was battling with Bronson Evans underneath. Looks like they'll send Williams to the line. That hasn't been a successful formula for Schreiner this weekend. He's yet to make a free throw over the 2 games. They need him here, though. They can cut it back to 10. There it is. Two of 2 at the line for Dorian Williams. Keeps Schreiner within reach of Trinity here.
Williams now with 4 on the afternoon.
Mountaineers haven't led in the second half. Trinity have been continuing to build the lead. Recently, though, the Mountaineers have cut into it. And Rendall thought he had a big block there against Hanley, but they'll call him for contact on the body, sending Ben Hanley to the line. The worry is if Schreiner can cut into this lead anymore, the way Trinity have been shooting free throws, will be trouble closing the game out. And Hanley misses another one here. Uncharacteristic of this team, they're almost 70% on the year. Well below that today. 1 of 2 at the line for Hanley. 11-point lead for Coach Smith's Trinity team. De Hoyos through the legs onto his left hand. Drops off to Pinter, straightaway 3, and that's good. For his first field goal of the game, he's up to 5 points. Before that, all he had was a couple free throws to his name. Pinter averaging 12 a game. As we've got an offensive foul against Trinity here. Jenkins picked up 3 fouls in quick succession here. 3 points away from a 30-point game.
SCAC scoreboard, Centenary with 4 minutes to play on top of St. Thomas, 62-54, and that one big for Trinity. Centenary gets the win. Trinity is regular season champs.
Spinning and winning at the cup, Bronson Evans. The lead is down to 6 here. For the first time in the second half, it feels under threat. Jenkins to Givens. High post. Back to Jenkins. Hanley slices through the lane, finds a wide open Donovan Givens for 3.
Huge shot there for Trinity.
And great offense as well, wasn't it? They dumped it off to Hanley, who cut through the lane, opened up the space for Givens, who made no mistake with the long ball.
Rendall fouled down low.
Here's a look at Hanley's assist to Givens, 3-pointer.
Yeah, just when you thought Schreiner was going to make their mark back into this one, Givens pushing that 6-point lead to 9.
Rendall at 22 for the game. He slowed down a little bit. We haven't been calling his name nearly as much in the past 10 minutes. He's 9 of 12 shooting.
Perfect at the line. 4 of 4.
5 of 5 now. Standout performer for the Mountaineers. But if they can't find their way back into the game, they'll be worried about even being in the SCAC tournament.
Colorado hosting Dallas tonight and tomorrow.
And will Hanley get the and one opportunity here? I think
yes.
He will. Great finish from Ben Hanley. Oh, no.
Now they
see his look. That'll be a gif on Twitter. They switch it to 2 shots, no basket. And we'll see why. Actually, no, we won't. We won't see why.
Won't see why it was called 2 shots, because that was definitely in the act of shooting. And I believe that was 5, and it is. On De Hoyos.
Should have been Rendall, I believe.
Well, and that would make sense why we're shooting 2, because the foul came so early that it occurred before Lindahl switched over onto coverage.
Fair enough. Don't have to like it. Still a little bit of confusion. Nobody's fouled out yet for either team. Change from yesterday when Schreiner lost 3 of their starters late in the game.
Well, now I don't know because stats-wise, they've just taken the foul off the board. So we'll see if we get an update on that.
Doyle's still out there, so referees must be satisfied that he doesn't have 5.
Yeah, and they've
Here's De Hoyos, blocked by Jenkins. Big defensive play from the Tiger point guard, and timeout on the floor. As Trinity continuing to hold the advantage. 8 points is the lead. 3:45 to play. You're watching the Tiger Network. So leading the way for Trinity, Caleb Jenkins, 27 points on 8 of 14 shooting, adding 8 rebounds, 3 assists as well. Also in double figures, Tanner Brown, 14 points on 5 of 8. And Ben Hanley with 10 points on 3 of 6 shooting. Officials are...
They're going to get a replay here.
I think there's just confusion maybe about the foul, the previous trip down the floor, and whether De Hoyos should have 5. I'm not sure.
So they'll get a replay, and I'm sure they'll want it back to that previous foul. We'll take a quick break again, and we'll be back in just a moment.
So they do correct the foul from a couple of trips down the floor ago, and it was Rindahl, as we suspected, up here in the booth. Officials got a chance to take a look at it. So he joins Pinter and Sparks on 4 fouls, and as the leading scorer for the Mountaineers, that'll be a concern. 3 minutes, 43 seconds to go. Schreiner just can't stay out of foul trouble this weekend. Ryan Williams wanted the ball over to Chase Pinter, ended up throwing it to the official out of bounds. Pinter left the spot that Williams thought he was at. Costly turnover there for Schreiner as they can't cut the lead from 8. Trinity wants to make it double digits again. Here's Jenkins. Seiki back into the game, driving, getting the contact, and a foul. He'll be headed to the line. He hasn't been in the game for some time as he's the Tiger player that's in foul trouble. It's 4. Seiki, another chance to get into double figures. And now he does have 10 points in the game. 4 double-digit scorers on the floor at the moment for Coach Smith. Hanley, Jenkins, Brown, and Seiki. Givens rounds out the 5. One big shot to his name as Seiki gets the kind roll off the front of the rim. And the lead is back at double digits, Josh.
Tiger fans feeling a little bit more confident here. Keeping an eye over in Shreveport. Sitting there still holding on to the lead over there.
Trinity, if you remember, all the way back at the start of the season, dropped their first game of the Jimmy Smith era against the University of St. Thomas and won the second of that series. Haven't looked back since, looking to make it 8 straight victories here.
Yeah,
Jenkins with a big block again. 2 blocks for him late in this game.
And that first game of the season was a game they probably should have won. They struggled in the final 3 minutes, particularly at the foul line. So kind of an issue that's plagued them all year.
Open look for Schreiner. Too strong from Evans. 10-point lead, 3 minutes to go. Love to see Jenkins get 30 if he can. He's at 27 at the moment, but it won't be Trinity ball as Pinter does enough to disrupt the pass and last touch off Tanner Brown. Gray ball. Jenkins, the on-ball defender here against De Hoyos. Finds Pinter. He'll take the straightaway 3. Made one moments ago. This one comes up short. And there's the 10th board of the game for Caleb Jenkins. Double-double with 27 points. Passes out of the double team there. Finds Ben Hanley. Trinity letting the clock run. Seiki comes across the screen for Hanley. Hanley getting to the bucket and scoring. Slashing through the lane, Ben Hanley. He's in double figures now as well. That one dumped off for Evans down low. Kicked out around the horn for Schreiner. And it's a beautiful spin move by Sparks as he flicks it towards the bucket. He goes down ailing after the shot. Look at this great move from Hanley. Sees the space in the lane, and with so many players on 4 fouls, nobody could come across to help. So we'll take a quick timeout. Trinity still leads by 10, and the clock is winding down on Schreiner's season. Only substitution comes from Schreiner as Nicholas Van comes back into the game. Surprising, we haven't seen him much down the stretch with so many players on 4 fouls.
Yeah, we saw a fantastic effort out of Van for a 3-minute stretch when we started the second half.
And the only player on the floor without 4 fouls just committed one. Jenkins doing enough to receive the inbounds pass and draw the contact from Bronson Evans. He heads to the line once again. 8 of 13 on the day. Had a rough 0 of 4 start. Get up to 10 of 15 here with a couple of makes.
27 and 10 boards. Also has 3 steals, 3 assists.
Remember, at least 2 blocks as well. But still not consistent from the free throw line. Misses the first. Trinity reached 90 points for the first time in the season last night, closing in on that same mark today. Jenkins, 1 of 2, rattles the second one home. It was 93-77 yesterday, currently 87-76. Jenkins against De Hoyos. De Hoyos flips it to Pinter. From the top of the key, goes to Sparks for the long three-pointer. And Sparks has been the one adding points late in this game for Schreiner, keeping them in touch with Trinity ever so slightly.
It's up to 9 right now.
Didn't score yesterday, remember. And it's going to be a full timeout on the floor, so we'll let you catch your breath as it's 87-79 here in CalGuard Gymnasium. Trinity takes a couple extra seconds in their huddle before they once again take the court. It's the starting, no, actually it's not even close to the starting 5. 3 out of the 5 out there right now. Givens and Brown also on the floor. And the long ball over the top to Givens, and the layup won't go. It was a great design out of the timeout to get Givens running. Probably the one they least expected to inbound to. Evans cutting through the lane, trying to go over the top of the defense, and Hanley's fouled. And we may be in for a long final few minutes here.
Final minute in Shreveport, 71-67, Centenary holding on. And Trinity taking care of business here, up 8 in the final 77 seconds. Sure is looking like Trinity is going to clinch that top seed here.
And I'm excited because that means a potential of 3 more games on the Tiger Network for Trinity men's basketball this year. We'd get to host all the way if we keep winning. And in a season in which there's no NCAA tournament, the SCAC tournament has even bigger value, you'd have to say. As Hanley goes 1 for 2 at the line. Pinter pulls up early in the shot clock, as he has to. Offensive rebound, another chance for Schreiner. The second three-pointer comes up short. Seki throws it away after securing the rebound, and Pinter has it. And an easy 2 points underneath for Hutchinson. No, Rendall, excuse me. And Schreiner forced a foul here, down 7.
Yeah, just a 7-point game. Definitely seen some crazy finishes. This one not complete yet.
Especially with the way Trinity shot the free throw. Down around 50% now, 19 of 37. A.J. Clark and Jalen White want to come back into this game. Seki and looks like it'll be Givens after this free throw. 1 of 2 at the line, and Givens does check out for Clark. De Hoyos brings it across and takes the deep 3, comes up short. Jenkins secures the rebound after Brown tipped it. Jenkins will push it himself, and he gets a 30-point double-double today. Caleb Jenkins to the rim, finishes with the left hand. His best performance in a Trinity uniform. And what a time for it. Trinity peaking at the right time, above 90 for the second straight game. Desperation heave there from De Hoyos. Might it be his final game in the SCAC? So many seniors for Schreiner out there on the court. And Mountaineer fans will have to hold their breath and watch the games going on in Colorado.
We'll definitely need help from Dallas, sitting in the 7th spot, as they will take on Colorado College, sitting in the 9th spot.
So you'd expect it to be either this Schreiner team or Colorado College, although I'm sure there are a few other scenarios for Trinity in the first round.
Yeah, Colorado College will have an opportunity to jump all the way to 7 with a sweep. They can move into, well, actually, that's all they can do. As they go 1 and 7, they are out of the tournament, so they will need to sweep Dallas to displace Schreiner.
Schreiner throws that one away, and that should do it, as Trinity maintains an 11-point advantage and have the ball underneath the Schreiner basket. It's been Caleb Jenkins' day, and it's been Trinity's season. Coach Jimmy Smith leading the Tigers to the #1 seed in the SCAC tournament with a victory here against one of his former teams. An 8-game winning streak, and we'll continue to ride the Trinity basketball wave into the SCAC tournament next weekend. It's going to be exciting.
Yeah, Jenkins with 31 and 10. And Tanner Brown, 14 points. Hanley, 12. Siki, 11 for the Tigers. And for Schreiner, leading the way was Rendall. He finished with 23. De Hoyos with 13. 8 points for Van. 9 for Sparks. 8 for Evans off the bench.
It's been a very fun season as the regular season is wrapped up here. And I think the Trinity team are going to be able to take a quick team picture here as regular season champions of the SCAC. And they've earned it. So many consistent players, both new and old faces contributing this season. And what a start to the Jimmy Smith era. We're excited for them to be back here on our airwaves Friday. We'll see who it's against. Stay tuned to social media feeds to find out. But today, Trinity takes this one
92 to 79.
92 to 79. There you go. I was going to say, I thought we reached 90. They do so for the second time this weekend against Schreiner. And the 8-game winning streak continues. Thanks, Josh, and thanks to everyone for tuning in. Have a good day.